Sir, I don't drink alcohol at all. I also avoid eating meat. So why do I have fatty liver? This is what a woman in her 50s said at my clinic. She's not overweight. For her health, she drank vegetable juice every day and took supplements that suited her. She was very health conscious. However, the lifestyle habits she thought were good for her were actually damaging her liver. It's been a while. This is YouTube Medical University, where you can listen and learn in just 10 minutes a day. So, today's topic is fatty liver. The year 2026 has begun. Over the New Year's holidays, I ate too much again this year. To give my stomach and intestines a break, I'll eat rice porridge. Or maybe you think of detoxing by drinking healthy teas or green juice. I think many people are motivated to become more health conscious in this way. However, if you do it the wrong way, you might actually make your fatty liver worse. So in this video, I'll talk about habits that can worsen fatty liver, even in thin people, as well as ways to improve and recover from it. Actually, in recent years, there has been an increase in people who don't drink alcohol, but still accumulate fat in their liver. This condition, called muscle D, is rapidly increasing in cases. A recent study shows that under certain circumstances, women meeting these conditions have over 5 times the risk of fatty liver compared to those who don't. In this video, I'll reveal the unexpected real culprit harming your liver and later explain what you can do to melt away the fat in your liver and how to recover from it. Fatty liver is a condition that can be improved if addressed early. Please watch until the end. At YouTube Medical University, as a general practitioner, I share simple health tips to help you get healthier starting tomorrow. If you forget which video it was, I would be happy if you could subscribe to the channel in advance. So, in the first part, I'll explain why fatty liver progresses, regardless of whether you're overweight or thin, and in the second part, the long-awaited, I'll introduce the top 5 most effective recovery habits to improve fatty liver. First, why can thin people get fatty liver? Recently, 2 main causes have drawn attention. The first is the decrease in muscle mass among modern people, and the second is that incorrect health practices are spreading more and more. Let me talk about the first one, muscle strength. Why is that? Why does lower muscle strength cause more fatty liver cases? It's simple. The carbohydrates we eat are stored as glycogen, which is a substance that is tightly packed together and stored in the liver or muscles. People with less muscle can't store glycogen in their muscles, so it keeps accumulating in the liver instead. And then the excess energy is converted into fat, leading to fatty liver. So whether you're overweight or thin, basically, if someone with low muscle mass suddenly eats lots of carbs, it goes to the liver and may cause fatty liver. It's clearer when you know the reason behind it. In a study conducted in South Korea from 2012 to 2013, about 14,000 people underwent body-computed tomography scans. They measured muscle and fat to study their link to fatty liver. Therefore, even women who are not overweight but have low muscle and high visceral fat are more likely to develop fatty liver than those without these traits. The risk was found to be about 5.4 times higher, a significant increase. Compared to men, women are more likely to experience a decline in muscle strength as they age. The muscle, which acts as a storage tank for carbohydrates, quickly becomes full, and the excess carbohydrates overflow and accumulate in the liver, leading to fatty liver. Furthermore, in the case of women, after menopause, the female hormone called estrogen decreases, making it easier for visceral fat to increase. If you think this might apply to you, please take a look at the habits for improvement in the following sections. And as fatty liver is becoming more common, another key factor is poor health habits, like drinking tea with unknown ingredients or using overly concentrated, unnecessary products. Taking many supplements means the liver must first metabolize and detoxify the excess. Even things you think are healthy can often be toxic for your liver. Please don't be fooled by catchy keywords like slimming tea or contains natural ingredients. And it's said that liver problems are especially likely to occur in women. There's something called the American Drug-Induced Liver Injury Network, and these kinds of when they collected cases where liver damage was caused by medication, there is data showing that all the people who suffered such severe liver damage that they needed a liver transplant were women. I strongly recommend getting regular health checkups to make sure your liver numbers aren't getting worse. And there's one more drink I want you to be careful with. That's fruit juice. Even if it's a special homemade juice, you still need to be cautious. Ms. A 55-year-old woman who used to come to my outpatient clinic, was very health conscious and started drinking her own special homemade smoothie every morning. Around that time, she started being told at her workplace health checkups that she might have fatty liver. We can't confirm a direct cause and effect, but it's physiologically explainable. Among carbohydrates, the one I want you to pay special attention to is what's called fructose, the sugar found in fruit. For some reason, glucose is metabolized throughout the body and turned into energy, but about 95% of the sugar in fruit fructose is gathered in the liver and metabolized there. And when there's too much fructose, it gets converted into fat, which directly increases the risk of fatty liver. And the reason why juice isn't good is because you can drink it all at once, even on a busy morning. Of course, if it's a homemade smoothie, you can still get the peel and dietary fiber as they are. However, if you consume a large amount of sugar all at once, it's said that your body can't metabolize it all, making you more likely to develop fatty liver, of course. This is the same for sugary drinks like soft drinks and café au lait. Beverages actually contain much more sugar than most people think. They're like liquid candy. If that's true, even when you're busy in the morning, it's better to cut and eat an apple yourself. You'll chew more, feel fuller, and eating slowly gives your liver more time to metabolize. For high sugar foods, think of juice as something that causes fatty liver. If you've listened this far and found it helpful, I'd appreciate it if you could hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 1 million subscribers. Your subscription would really encourage me. Now, let's move on to the long-awaited second part. I'll introduce the top 5 most effective recovery habits to dissolve fat in the liver. You don't have to do all of them, so just pick the ones you think you can manage. Please pick one you can do and comment below. Declaring your choice boosts your chances of success. Here's the first of the top 5 recovery habits. It's 2 cups of black coffee a day. Coffee may act as a shield to protect your liver. According to several combined observational studies, according to a 2021 meta-analysis, people who habitually drink coffee, compared to those who don't, had about a 35% lower risk of liver fibrosis, which is when inflammation causes the liver to harden. While it's uncertain if coffee reduces fatty liver, it appears to impact its related issues. It has the effect of suppressing inflammation in the liver, which helps prevent the progression of fatty liver. That's the kind of effect that's expected. However, as I mentioned earlier, if you add sugar or syrup to your coffee, the amount of sugar increases dramatically, so I recommend drinking black coffee. For those who are sensitive to caffeine, there are reports that even decaf coffee can improve liver function, so it might be a good idea to try decaf. Keep in mind that coffee has caffeine, so if you're pregnant, have heart disease, or a mental illness, consult your doctor before drinking it. Based on that, please consider your caffeine intake. Here is the second of the top 5 recovery habits. Avoid ultra-processed foods and try to follow a Mediterranean diet. Recent studies have revealed foods that can cause serious damage to the liver. One of them is ultra-processed foods. Sweet breads you can eat right out of the bag, sausages and ham, instant noodles and snack foods. These are packed with fat and sugar and are said to accelerate inflammation in the liver. Instead of these kinds of foods, what I recommend is the Mediterranean diet, which is getting a lot of attention right now. The Mediterranean diet is a diet that's been getting a lot of attention for its links to cancer prevention and lowering the risk of dementia progression. It involves increasing your intake of olive oil and eating fish more often, as well as increasing grains and soy products. On the other hand, you should reduce your intake of meat and refined wheat products, such as bread, pizza, and noodles. Reducing these kinds of foods is what characterizes the Mediterranean diet, which is common in countries like Greece and Italy. In one study, people who adopted the Mediterranean diet, the group saw about a 30% drop in liver fat, suggesting the Mediterranean diet can help improve fatty liver. Replicating the Mediterranean diet may be hard, but adding elements to your meals helps. Try adding soy products like tofu or natto, use olive oil for salad dressing, or swap sweet bread at lunch for a rice ball and grilled fish. Start making these small changes gradually. Here is the third of the top 5 recovery habits. Stop drinking sweet beverages and always keep water with you. As I mentioned in the first session, fructose puts a burden on your liver. This includes vegetable juice, fruit juice, café au lait, and energy drinks. Think of these as sources that cause your liver to store fat. According to a 2019 meta-analysis that gathered all kinds of studies, people who habitually drink sugary beverages have a 1.4 times higher risk of fatty liver compared to those who don't drink them. I recommend everyone buy plenty of water to keep at home. If you have cold water, you'll naturally drink it. If you don't like water, unsweetened teas like barley or oolong are good alternatives. Buy these kinds of drinks and keep them at home. And if you really want to drink juice, try consciously choosing sugar-free sparkling water instead. Adding a bit of lemon to sparkling water tastes great, so let's get creative with it. Share your favorite drinks in the comments. 5 ultimate recovery habits. Let's discuss exercise, even if some of you aren't fans. But maybe you're thinking, even if I exercise, I don't lose weight. Of course, to improve fatty liver, it's important to reduce your body weight by 5 to 7%. However, apart from that, you also know that building muscle strength is important, right? As I said in the first lecture, muscles store sugar, making muscle building exercise important. You don't need to focus on weight loss diets. Just strength training is enough. Why don't you strongly believe that your efforts are actually reducing the fat in your liver? In a study conducted in the United Kingdom in 2011, people who did about 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise per week, there was a report that even if their body weight didn't change, the group showed a relative reduction of 30% in liver fat as measured by magnetic resonance imaging. Even if your appearance or weight stays the same, you can change internally. Moving your muscles releases myokine, which boosts metabolism and makes fat less likely to build up in your liver. Women tend to do exercises like walking, and many try hard to lose weight that way. But for those who can't keep it up, why not try doing some strength training like squats, even for a short time, while you're watching television? For example, you could try doing 10 squats during commercial breaks, or do 10 squats twice a day while brushing your teeth. Start with something manageable. Try just one thing today. Here are the top 5 ultimate recovery habits. Number 5 is sleep. The liver can repair itself well. In living donor liver transplants, part of the liver is removed and given to another person. The liver's repair mainly happens while you sleep at night. In other words, lack of sleep not only takes away the time your liver needs to repair itself, but it also causes your appetite to go out of control. As a result, you end up overeating, your blood sugar spikes rapidly, and that sugar gets stored in your liver, eventually turning into fat. And there are some people who especially need to be careful. Those are people who snore or stop breathing during the night. This condition is called sleep apnea syndrome, where people experience oxygen deprivation during sleep, which also stresses the liver. It is said that the risk of fatty liver is high. So actually, improving your sleep habits is also important for improving fatty liver. I've shared sleep videos before. Check the description if interested. Did you find anything helpful to try, like drinking coffee or cutting ultra-processed foods? Drinking water, unsweetened tea or carbonated water, doing squats and better sleep help. The liver is a silent organ enduring quietly until it can't anymore. If it progresses, fatty liver may become inflamed, causing cirrhosis, an irreversible condition, and raising liver cancer risk. Hepatic encephalopathy occurs when abnormal substances build up in the brain, possibly leading to coma and severe danger. If you regret New Year overeating and choose to fast, instead of trying extreme health methods, please try at least one of the things I introduced today. For example, starting today, you can switch juice to water, drink coffee, or do 10 squats. Leave your declarations in the comments. Commenting may motivate you. If you like this video, rate it with a thumbs up or down. Your feedback helps me improve future videos. I'm aiming for 1 million subscribers, so I'd appreciate if you subscribed. See you in the next video. As a general practitioner, here's what I've learned from my patients. How to live without aging from your 70s. This video is filled with stories I've learned from many patients like, I want to live like this, or I didn't know you could live this way. Chatting with friends is more important than exercise. When it comes to medicine, less is often better than more. This is packed with wisdom from my seniors on how to live a healthy and happy life at any age. Please check it out from the description below.